All right, good evening, everybody. Commissioner Coach 704 here for PEL Live March 7th edition. Tonight we're going to kind of follow the same format as we did for the last show. But to start off, we're going to take a look at the league news tab, which is for some reason buried deep in the Madden interface, which I don't understand. And you never really look at it. And I want to kind of feature it a little bit because I think it's something that they could do much better with. So up on the screen right now, you got the most recent things that have happened in the league. You see there's some stuff about the Bills, and we know we played a game tonight. We'll get to that here in a minute. And also Fernando Sullivan's performance for the Dolphins. As you can see there, he ran for 243 rushing yards in their win over the Jaguars, which we'll break down shortly. And then you got the other breakdowns here. 38-10, we won over the Colts. We'll break that down here shortly. Big game going on right now between the 49ers and the Cardinals. That link is posted in the chat, so check that out if you feel like watching a good game, which I think that will be. We may look at it while we're on and, see what's going on. And then you've got the typical stuff that happened right at advance, a little breakdown of every team that's going on. I'm going to go through the teams that are on auto till the off season, which has changed, and then we're going to go through the open teams, and hopefully we'll have some time we'll try to recruit, but man, y'all know it's the dead season of Madden. We're in March. People are starting to look forward to Madden 19, MLB The Show that's coming out soon, and all the other stuff that you start, getting pulled away to, as the spring and then the summer comes along. And then you just continue to go through the list here. The Bears having a tough time on offense this year. The Broncos also, even though there's a new owner, hopefully we'll see how well he does in his first game coming up soon. And then you see some other previews for some games there as well. So that, just taking a look through the news tab, I wish they would do more with this than what they've done to it, but it is what it is. All right. So let's look at the games that have been played so far this week, and we'll break those down a little bit. So we got that Dolphins-Jaguars game, 31-7. We talked about it briefly. Miami did win this game, and it's a big performance by running back Fernando Sullivan. And the first thing I'm looking at here, 27 passing yards. I don't think I've ever seen that in a standard league game. That is incredible. And then you see the turnovers, as we usually talk about, 6-3. There's the part of the story right there. The Dolphins forcing 6 turnovers, really making life hard on the Jaguars offense. So you look at these player stats. Oh, good Lord. So Bridgewater did throw for 269 yards, but 5 interceptions were the big difference, obviously, there. Not a bad completion percentage. And then you see Mr. Brewer for the Dolphins, who's had some really tough weeks lately. I don't know what's going on with him. But only 7 of 14 for 48 yards and 3 interceptions. That's not good. But he didn't have to be good this week because you had this young man right here who has been terrorizing most teams on the ground. That's Fernando Sullivan, who ran for an unbelievable 243 yards, which is more incredible. He only got 1 touchdown. I don't know how the heck that was possible. But the Dolphins did a good job shutting down Leonard Fournette, holding him to 33 yards on 14 carries. That's a good job right there. Westbrook once again had a good game for the Jags receiving. He's turning into the top receiving threat for those guys. 4 for 120. Then defensively, we're going to have some big interception numbers, I'm betting here. Yeah, people had a couple sacks there. Let's see what we got. Oh, so 2 guys for the Dolphins had 2 interceptions, in Searcy and Howard. And I'm sure we got some defensive touchdowns. Oh, only Bradbury, but 1 defensive touchdown. Okay. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. A good job for the Dolphins to go to 10-4 on the year. We'll look at the playoff chase in a little later also. Game that was just finished up a few minutes ago. The Bills defeated the Colts 38-10. Defense played really well in this game. The Colts got 10 points. One was a pick six, so a guy made a really good play on a stick route. And then the other 3 points came off another interception, which was a ridiculous user lurk. And they got a field goal off of that. So the offense really gave them 10 points. Our defense really should have been a shutout, but it's all good. Offense played well for the most part. 2 turnovers each, mine with those 2 interceptions, and I think our defense had 2 interceptions also. But yeah, it was a tough game. The Colts first play, he threw a pick six to Trey White, and it wasn't that good of a play. I mean, the ball went right to Trey at safety. He was trying to throw a slant route, and he had my corner beat. It was just one of those things that Madden does, and he told me after that play he was pretty much done. So I really, don't blame him, honestly. But Jim Kelly, the second, outside those 2 interceptions, he played really well, 12-18 for 261. Then the defense held Andrew Luck to 80 yards on 6 of 14, which was a good job. Running the ball, decent job. Nothing really stand out there. Did enough to get by. And then receiving, Cassius Porter, the rookie that's played really well this year, had a nice touchdown catch and a couple other catches. It was over 100. And then defensively, had a couple standouts. Let's see. Trey White had the pick six for us, and then this guy, Klon Jordan, had the pick six for the Colts. He reacted really well on that ball. I think he's going to be a good player without even looking at him. But we'll see if that loss knocks the Colts out of the playoffs. I'm not sure yet. They might still have a shot at the division. We'll have to see. And 49ers Cardinals right now. Let's take a live look in on Twitch and see what's going on there. We got a 10-10 game in the third quarter, 5:24 left to go. So he actually named his stream PEL Cards Lost to Levi, which is pretty funny. But I told y'all that'd be a good game, so check that out if you're watching this live. If not, make sure you go back and look at the archived version, because the Cardinals had the ball on the 35 going in and a tie game, and it's second down. And let's see what happens on this play right here before we jump to our next topic on the show. All right, Cardinals back to pass. Over the middle, he's got a first down. It's close to the red zone, so y'all check that game out. I'll keep it live and come back and update it as time goes on. All right. Let's take a look at teams that have let's go through the standings. We'll go through the teams that are on auto while we do this. All right, so this is going to be our breakdown of the divisions, and then we'll talk about playoffs. So in the AFC North, we got a 2-team race between the Browns and the Bengals. Essentially, this race is for the number 3 seed in the AFC, as the top 2 seeds are pretty much settled. Whoever wins this division will be the number 3 seed, and then whoever doesn't win it will be the wild card. So both of these teams are going to be playoff bound, in the Browns and the Bengals. And they actually do play, I believe, coming up next week. So the winner of that game will go a long way in winning the division. The Steelers have gone on auto, and I'm disappointed in that, because I thought he still had a chance to make a run. But he's getting busy with life and some things going on. He's a young guy. I believe he's a college student. So, this is going to be the first time the Steelers have missed the playoffs that I can remember in a long time, if he ever has. So, this will be opening the door for the Bengals to get in. So we got a little changing of the guard here going on. And then, of course, the Ravens are CPU. All right. So that's what we got there. AFC South, the Colts are still in this, believe it or not. The Jags have lost 2 in a row, so have the Colts. But there's still 2 games left in the season, so this division is not settled. Jags 8-6, Colts 6-8. If they can get even Steven, we can look at a tiebreaker here. Let's take a look. And, Jags got the tiebreaker and the division wins. So unless Colts have head-to-head, the Jags are going to win the division based on that tiebreaker, if they did finish in a tie. The winner of this division will be the number 4 seed in the AFC. Titans still playing hard. He had an impressive win over the Jags. As a matter of fact, last advance. That was really impressive. Appreciate him playing all the way to the end like I knew he would. And then the Texans are on auto. He's got some stuff going on, and then he's out of the race also. Okay, AFC East. You see that little X beside the Bills? That means the Bills did win the division. I'm scared as hell because we've won 11 games in a row. And I'm contemplating week 17 not playing my starters against the Bengals because the only thing we have left to play for is home field. And then the Chargers are playing the Browns week 17, so, we may relent and just let them have home field. It doesn't seem to matter to me in the playoffs anyway. You always find a way to damn fuck it up. But it's all good. The Dolphins are going to be in as a wild card at 10-4, given the Steelers bowing out and then him winning tonight over the Jags. The Jets are making a playoff run in high school basketball. So that's why he hasn't been available, because the team keeps winning. As his team keeps winning, they keep practicing, and then they have games. And, when you're in the playoffs as a coach, you're focused one way, because if you can win a state championship, that trumps anything you can do in Madden for sure. And then the Patriots are back, but he hadn't been around as much. I don't know if he's been playing people that have been active or scheduling. He did try to play with the Panthers, but that whole thing was a mess. But he is back and he is available to play, so if you do schedule with him, if you are scheduled to play him, just reach out to him like you would anyone else. Alright, in the AFC West, of course the Chargers have locked this division up. I believe the Raiders are going to leave us. He hadn't got back to me, but after we played our game, he's working a overnight job. And it's I think he switched shifts and it's getting in the way. So he may be bowing out. But we do have the Chiefs and the Broncos. We appreciate y'all. Chiefs a very talented team. I expect them to be better next year, obviously. And then the Broncos, a new guy, welcome. Looking forward to see how you play. And hopefully y'all give Deontay a run next year because he needs it. All right, so then in the AFC, what we've got right now, we got the Chargers and the Bills, top 2 seeds right now. Madden is giving the number 1 seed to the Chargers, 2 seed to the Bills, and right now the Browns are the 3 seed, and the Jags are the 4 seed, Bengals 5 seed, and the Dolphins are the 6 seed. So that's what we got right now as far as seeding goes. The teams are settled. Outside of the Colts, but I don't think they can win over tiebreaker anyway. So the teams are pretty much settled in the playoffs for the AFC. It's the top 6 teams right here. It's just a matter of seeding 3 through 6 where everyone is going to be at the end of the day. But the top 2 seeds are settled because there's no way the Browns and Bengals can catch up with the Bills or the Chargers. Well, there is, but I don't. No, there's not. Since they play each other, one of these guys would have to win out, and then they'd have to win a tiebreaker over the Bills or the Chargers. So I think the Bengals might have a shot because they play me. If they beat the Browns and they beat me, they would get to the 13 win line, and that would force a 13-3 tie, and then you would go to the conference tiebreakers in the AFC, and then the Bills are 10-1 in the AFC, and the Bengals are 8-2, so they would force a tie there, and it gets real complicated. So essentially, the seeding is settled because next week we get a force over the Buccaneers, so there's no way they can get to a top 2 seed unless Deontay lost out, but he doesn't. He has a force also. So long story short, top 2 seeds are settled, and then 3 through 6, it's all about seeding. 3, 5, and 6 because the Jags will be the 4th seed. So 3, 5, and 6 is what we're looking at. Who's going to win the AFC North, and then where the Dolphins will be. Are they going to be 5 or are they going to be 6 based on that? All right, let's jump to the NFC because that took way too long. All right, NFC divisions. NFC North. The Vikes got this pretty much locked up because Kendall can't seem to schedule a damn game on time. So we're projecting them to win the North. And then the Lions will probably be a wild card, most likely. Bears are still playing his games. I appreciate that. He's been very faithful to the league for a long time. And then the Packers have bowed out till the off season. Him getting his quarterback hurt, he told me discouraged him. He was going for the rookie of the year. And he was playing better too, especially earlier in the season, but then that kind of derailed things. So, he's still here. He's just on auto till the off season, and he's been here a long time too. NFC South, the Saints, 8-5 on the top of the division there, benefiting from some forces. It's not who you play, it's when you play them, apparently. Panthers at 7-6 are still in it, and the Falcons at 6-7 are still in it. They're always dangerous because of their talent. But it's been a tough go. He's been, dealing with some things, and if you can't play consistently, it hurts your rhythm. And, Jeff's a rhythm player. So, I think he's still dangerous, but he's running out of time. He's got to win out. And then the Bucks, of course, my PSN is on the Bucks. That's what you see on there. And I'll be switching that PSN around a few times to try to keep these other teams in line in case we are able to recruit some people. And the best time to recruit is going into the off season so people can come in and make their adjustments. And then I'll be making adjustments to teams as we get people to help them out and try to get them up to the level of our other teams. Okay. NFC East, we have the Eagles, of course, the only undefeated team in the league, 13-0, doing an awesome job. He's clinched that division. The Giants at 9-4 have a shot at a wild card. We'll break that down here shortly. Redskins at 5-8. He's trying to play games, but those windows of availability are pretty short. So hopefully that'll, loosen up a little bit. I know he does do some things for his job that takes him out of his home sometimes. So that's a little tough to deal with from time to time. And then you got the Cowboys at 2-11. They're an open team. And hopefully we recruit a Cowboys fan. Usually they're much wanted, so hopefully we can get at least a Cowboys fan in there to take them over going forward. NFC West, and let's check in right now on the Cardinals and the 49ers game. And what we've got is we've got the 49ers up 17-13 right now, and it's 6:37 left in the fourth quarter. And the 49ers are on the 1 yard line, 3rd and goal. And let's see what happens on this play. And it's a fullback dive, and he is stopped short. And there's a flag on the play. There's a holding call. And he took it. I would have declined that and made it 4th down, but oh well. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Or 3rd and goal from the 10, actually. But anyway, so there's a 3-game lead right now for the 49ers. So if they win this game, they're going to win the division. If the Cardinals are able to win, that'll cut the lead down in the division to a 2-game lead here. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. The Seahawks are done playing this year. Their last 3 teams are on auto, but they will finish 8-8, which he was very proud of. So here's that 3rd down play. It was a short pass, only for 1 yard, so the 49ers will probably kick the field goal. They go up 7. So we'll check back in on that game here in a couple minutes, see how that finishes up. And then you got the Rams. The Rams bowed out. It was a tough division, and he took a lot of losses. And I appreciated him for staying as long as he did, but, he's moving on to some other things going on in his life. And, we'll see if he'll be back for next Madden or not. So in the NFC, let's break it down playoff-wise. So the Eagles are going to be the number 1 seed if they remain undefeated, because that's still not settled yet. You got the 49ers and Vikings in contention for the others by number 2 seed. But right now, Madden favors the 49ers, and then the Vikings would be the number 3. And then the number 4 seed will be the winner in the NFC South, which is right now the Saints. Your wild card teams right now will be the Lions and the Giants, which is Madden favorites, but the Cardinals are still in that conversation. And backdoor shot for the Panthers, but they got to win out and then hope for a little help, I think, to get there. So those are your people seeded right now. The NFC is a little more convoluted. Of course, AFC teams already settled. NFC's got a lot more going on this year. So we'll see how it shakes out these last couple weeks. It's going to be very important for these teams from the Falcons all the way up. We still have a shot at getting in the playoffs. And then we just had an interception by the 49ers in this game. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. They're up 7 now with the ball on the plus 43-yard line. So that was a big play right there. As he tried to go to Julio Jones, he tried to run the PA fake quick with Julio running a wheel right after his motion. And the 49ers were on it in man cover. So that's a good job. All right. So now we got a clear shot of who's on auto, where are we at in the playoffs. It's time to take a look at the league awards and see where we are. And we're talking yearly awards. So Brad Kai is still hanging in there for the MVP. And we'll see, if Kendall will make it down the stretch or not. Coach of the year right now, of course, is Bruce Arians. The Eagles, like I said, undefeated team. He should be coach of the year. Good job. You see the other guys in contention right there, deservedly so. AFC awards, of course, of Offensive Player of the Year, Fernando Sullivan. That'd be well earned. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. He must have a bunch of sacks, I'm guessing. Or he might be using them as a linebacker. We'll see. Offensive Rookie, Fernando Sullivan. No question there. Defensive Rookie, Corey Bakhtiari. Good job, Cody, with the Titans. I think he passed Boyle. I think Boyle was the leader last time we looked. Best quarterback, Jim Kelly II. He's had a really good year. He's throwing the ball well. Credit to his offensive line on that, too. Best running back, Fernando Sullivan, no question. Best wide receiver, Cassius Porter. He's done an awesome job. He's been everything we thought he would be and more as the rookie receiver that came in. We'll see if we can hold on to that. I don't know. Best O-line, Le'Veon Drayton. I have to agree. Both of these guys right here do an awesome job. If we get pressure, it's up the middle. The tackles really do a pretty good job for us, especially in pass blocking. Best D lineman, Jeremiah Tachu. I agree with the Chargers. He is a terror coming off the edge. Best linebacker, Ryan Shazier. We'll see if he'll probably hold on to that with sim stats, is what I'm guessing. And we do see Myles Garrett is playing linebacker. So, sim stats, he'll probably hang on, but we'll see. Best DB, Trey White, yes. Moving him to safety, I'm going to tell you, man, it has been unbelievable. He's done an awesome job. He was really good at corner, but at safety, he really does a great job. And best kicker, Chris Boswell, the Steelers. We'll see if Mr. Frank's going to usurp him. I like users winning awards. I wish we had some say in that somehow as commissioners. But we don't. All right, jumping over to the NFC. Offensive Player of the Year, Brad Kai right now. We'll see if he holds on to that because those two Eagle guys do an awesome job. Defensive Player of the Year, Deion Buchanan for the Cardinals. He surpassed I think Kitchens was the leader last time. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Grant Fox. That's the quarterback for the Cardinals, doing a good job there. Best Defensive Rookie, Darnell Blake. I remember when he took him in the draft. Man, oh man, he is an awesome player. Best quarterback, Brad Kai. He'll probably hang on to that over Lepsis, I think. Best running back, Strickland. He does a really good job. Every stream I've watched, he seems to be piling up yardage. Best wide receiver, Josh Malone. He's been good for a long time. Best OL, Jerry Carrier. Look at those 49ers. Really stacked on that O-line. Good job. Best D-line, Aaron Lynch. He passed Solomon Thomas. I bet Levi wants Thomas to win that instead of Lynch, though. A little younger. Best linebacker, Deion Buchanan. Once again, good job. Best DB, Andrew Adams for the Giants. Best kicker, Dustin Hopkins for the 49ers. Let's hope Farquhar for the Bears wins that. Give the Bears an award. Come on. All right. Let's check in on our game here. The 49ers are now up 27-13 with 2 minutes left. So it looks like Levi's going to win that division and stay in contention for being a number 2 seed in the NFC and getting a bye. All right. So last part of the show, we want to discuss any league issues we have. The main thing I want to talk about is just making sure that you get your games scheduled, man. I mean, let's look at this. Let's just break this down real quick. So, Lions, Bengals, I've seen nothing. Raiders, Chiefs, he's probably leaving, so I'm going to let that go. Eagles, Panthers, hadn't seen nothing. Patriots, Jets, I know Jets is busy. I've seen something on Redskins, Falcons, because Jeff told me. Nothing on Broncos, Browns. I did see Vikings, Bears. I saw some chat on that. And that's what we got. So, we still got people that aren't reaching out, consistently, that at least that I don't know about. Maybe you talked in DM. Hopefully you have. But we're really trying to stress this because, number one, we ain't got that many guys playing right now. So if we can keep it moving, man, we can get to the off season faster because I know that's what most of you want to do. Especially the guys that aren't even playing right now because, they're out of it and they got stuff to do. They want to get back to the off season, improve their team so they can make another run at it next year. So that's really why I'm pushing this scheduling thing because I don't like wasting time, man, especially at this time of the year. I mean, we got 2 weeks left. We're probably going to go 24-hour advance week 17 because only the NFC games will be important. And we'll, if you don't want to play, we'll just force it to the guy that wanted to play. We'll just keep it moving. But, yeah, that's the only issue I've got right now. Remember your rewards. You still have time to do your blogs to get your rewards. And, probably on next, probably in storylines, we'll kind of review what you get when you do your articles, since we do have new people that probably aren't too familiar with that incentive. It's some really nice stuff that you can get to help your team if you just contribute on Daddy Leagues, our league page. And, of course, the recruiting bonus. Let's review who's open once again. And I'll just look at the schedule to remind myself. So we got the Raiders will be open. I'm just going to remove him from the chat, and I'll just put him on unlimited auto till we get somebody. So we got the Raiders, we got the Buccaneers, we've got the Rams, we've got the Ravens. So, and the Cowboys, I'm sorry. So we got Ravens, we got Cowboys, we got Rams, we got Bucks, and we got the Raiders, okay? The Cowboys and Raiders, they're appetizing teams, so it shouldn't be hard to find guys for that. Let them know they'll get a boost. The Cardinals named his coach Hydrotic Hates Madden. God damn. But I believe the 49ers were able to pull that game out. But anyway, so like I said, Raiders and Cowboys, we should be able to get people for us. We should be able to find fans of those teams. And then if we get someone in, let them know that I will help them, get some of their players boosted up to the same levels as some of our other teams that we have here, that for guys that have been here the whole time. Bucks will be a hard sell, I know, because there's not a lot of Tampa Bay fans out there. The Rams, I don't know. They might be okay. We might be able to find somebody. And then the Ravens will be tough too. So the Bucks and Ravens, I'm really not expecting to find people, but Cowboys, Raiders, and the Rams, hopefully we can find people for, and then we'll move forward. All right, guys, that's the live show for tonight. Well, actually, let's back out because that game just finished. Let's break down that 49ers-Cardinals game. There it is. 27-13, the 49ers did defeat the Cardinals. Um, really good defense once again from actually both teams here. Really good efforts there. But you see 4 turnovers for the Cardinals were the difference. We talked about that big interception that happened toward the end there to kind of push the margin out for the 49ers. He played 2 quarterbacks. Oh, the rookie didn't play too well. 4 interceptions. Don't blame him. Frank Singleton used to be Frank Reich Jr. Came in and threw a touchdown pass. Damn, 1-on-1 for 12 yards and a TD. So then there's Lepsis. Not a bad game. Managed the game well. You see Christie had a nice per carry average there. 74 yards, 6.7 yards a carry. Then Pryor for the Cardinals had a nice game receiving, 5 for 96. And there's Mr. Malone, 4 for 64. And then defensively, wow, guys with some sacks. Patrick Starks with 2, Cam Jordan with 2. Nice games for them, for the Cardinals. And then a few interceptions right there for both sides. Did we have any defensive touchdowns? Oh, we got one. Rashard Robinson had a defensive touchdown. So there you go. Turnovers make the story happen. And that 7 points really made a big difference for the 49ers in their win to help keep pace for a number 2 seed and a bye in the NFC. Alright guys, that's the live show for tonight. I saw one person watching the whole time. Whoever you are, thank you for watching, because I know it's dead season and at least someone still cares. Thank you guys. Have a good night.